Hello motorcycle fans. Today I want to talk about the 2018 Honda CBR650F. First I want to talk about what it is and what it isn't. In my opinion, it's definitely not a super sport. It's a sport bike, but honestly, the way I feel about it is it's really a sport tourer. You know, sure, it's got great lines, it's sleek, it looks fast, it looks the part, but it definitely is not a CBR 600RR, and it doesn't pretend to be. So like I said, in my opinion, the bike is really a sport tourer. If you look at the clip-ons right here, you'll see that they have a slight rise to them, which that's great because it lends itself to a more comfortable rider position. They're more upright, so your hands and fingers aren't going to go numb after a couple hours in the saddle, which is great. So I'm going to cover a couple of things that I did to the motorcycle. I had to be creative in a couple of things, and I'll tell you the first challenge I had was finding some decent looking frame sliders for the bike. So I ended up purchasing a set on eBay that were really pretty ugly looking. So I did some research and I found these, I think they're Shogun frame sliders for Yamaha MT-07. So I used the existing mounting piece that mounts to the engine block and the existing hardware, and then I just put on the frame slider for the Yamaha MT-07, and I think it turned out pretty good. It also has some T-Rex racing case guards. I know it might be overkill, but I was thinking in case the frame sliders snap off, then at least I have a second backup for the engine case. And then I also installed a radiator guard, and on top of everything else, I installed a full system from Yoshimura. Under the seat is a Power Commander 6, and I had the motorcycle tuned, I had it dynoed and all that good stuff, and I gotta say the bike is running pretty good. I also replaced the original foot pegs, and I went with a set of adjustable foot pegs from, and I believe it's pronounced Puig, P-U-I-G. I may be mispronouncing that, but I installed those, and those have been real nice. I also changed out the brake and clutch levers, a set of Vortex. The bike comes with LED turn signals and a headlight, so I didn't have to replace that, and that's great. I also have a smoked windscreen. I don't have it on the motorcycle now, as I've been trying to do some video footage, and I found it the best way to shoot video through the windscreen, of course, is being a clear windscreen, so that's beneficial. The smoke screen is way too dark, the one that I purchased. So in addition, I also installed a gear indicator, which was a real simple install. It's literally plug and play. That was an Amazon purchase. Eventually, I'm considering getting a set of Andriani fork spring tube kit, a fork spring kit. Let me get that out right. They're a little pricey, so I'm not sure if that's going to be worth it, so I'm still considering it. I'm still not completely sold on it just yet. I believe that these are the original tires that came with the motorcycle from 2018, so for sure that's the next thing that I'm going to be replacing. And if you guys have any suggestions or any comments as far as, you know, what tires you like and what tires you have on your bike, by all means post that. If you want, post any questions and comments. I do read those and I will respond to those. I've had a hard time finding parts for the motorcycle, including an aftermarket chain and sprocket set. So that's probably down the road when this one wears out. Hopefully there'll be some more stuff out available for this motorcycle so that I can upgrade that as well. It's been a great bike, and like I said, in my opinion, it really is a sport tourer. I've enjoyed it. I have had several Hondas in the past, and this motorcycle is an inline 4, which comes from a long line of inline 4s from Honda, dating back to the original Honda Hurricane, the CBR Hurricane. So some of you older riders may remember that one. So it's got great pedigree. It's a solid engine, you know, very dependable, and it's been a great motorcycle. I've had several. Like I said, I've had a Nighthawk 550, a Nighthawk 750. I've had a 600 F4 and an F4i. That last motorcycle is the one I wish I never would have sold. That was a great motorcycle. But this one I purchased used. It had less than, I think it was 1,800 miles on it. So for a 2018, I thought that was a pretty good deal. and I got what I consider a pretty good deal on it, pretty good price on it. So this is the 2018 Honda CBR650F. It's not the 650R, and for sure it's not the 600RR. So again, if you have any comments or questions, by all means post those. I'll get back to you. And guys, as always, ride safe, ride smart.